Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. Three Bold Takes. I'm Freddie, and I'm joined by Quinn and Chase here. As you can see, we're doing more college football picks week 6 this time. We have about 6 games that we're going to pick. Real quick, our updated records so far through week 5. Coming in the rear here, we have Quinn at 10 and 11. Not ideal. Then you got me coming in right in the middle here at 12 and 9, which is not ideal. But Chase, look at him, 15 and 6 on the year. We wanted to update you guys on how we're doing because we are getting flamed in the comment section. So hopefully we can turn this around and make you guys look bad. Then we move on to the afternoon slate of games at 2 o'clock, and all these times are Central Time, by the way. We have number 13, Washington State, traveling to UCLA. UCLA is now unranked. UCLA is a 3-point favorite in the game at home, and they have a 66% chance to win the game according to ESPN. Chase, do you agree with the spread and the ESPN numbers here?
Man, stop the slander. UCLA has not played great ball this season. The one good opponent they played, they put up 7 measly points against them in Utah. And Utah, we just saw this past weekend, has no offense to their game. So UCLA should have somehow won that game. But, man, they are just not the team that they were a year ago. And then also the slander for Washington State. I mean, just the story that they've been going through in the Pac-2 potentially next year. Washington State is going to be a top 2 team next year for the Pac-2 as well. I'll just throw that out there. It's a bold one, I know, but that's something I'm just going to go ahead and hang my hat on. But they've already played Oregon State, who we just saw. Oregon State's a very good football team this past Friday night. They've also played Wisconsin. They've got 2 very good quality wins, and they're sneaking into the top 15. And to go to UCLA, who's barely I think they played a couple of community colleges. I just looked at it wasn't even like real teams. Like it was like there's FCS and then there's under that. So I don't know what's under that, but that's who UCLA played. And so Washington State being a top 15 team, I think they have a chance to go and not only win, but win convincingly. Another Pac-12 opponent you got here in UCLA, you keep stacking wins. Washington State is a real dark horse. There we go. Dark horse to win the Pac-12 this year. They can really compete with these teams. Now, again, they haven't played the Oregons, the Washingtons, the USCs, or even the Colorados, but we'll get to that at a later date. Right now, they're playing convincingly winning football, and you have got to hang your hat on that. They're playing great offense, first of all. They played 2 great defenses, in my opinion, Oregon State and Wisconsin. I've got Washington State in this one. Give them to me by 14. UCLA probably wanting to score more than 10.
I'll say about Washington State, I think they have played a Colorado level team. They played and beat Oregon State, and I think that is a similar level of opponent. I would pump the brakes on them competing in the Pac-12. I don't like them against Oregon or Washington or USC. But in this specific game with UCLA, I was hot on UCLA coming into the year, but I've been deeply disappointed by what I've been seeing. I picked them over Utah. I'm not picking them again. Now, I do think they'll put up more points than what they put up in the Utah game. I don't think Washington State defensively is what Utah is. But I do know that Washington State, and for that matter, Oregon State, are both playing with a really big chip on their shoulder this season because of where they sit compared to everybody else in their conference. They're basically playing to save their programs. And Washington State is playing really good ball. I like them to win, and I mean, obviously, by liking them to win, I like them to cover. I'm a little shocked UCLA is favored in this game. I feel like it's a little disrespectful, honestly, to what Washington State's done so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely disrespectful. I mean, they're not only the underdogs, but also the matchup predictor. I mean, they only have a 33% chance to win the game, which is just unbelievable to me. And it's not like UCLA has the best home field advantage. I mean, heck, they maybe have 12,000 people show up at their games, it seems like, over the past couple of years, especially now that, they've already lost the game. I know last year they were pretty good, so the fans started showing up, but they still have half the stadium blocked off anyways. So it does kind of baffle me, and I would say that this is one of the best bets of the entire weekend here, and that's Washington State to win this game and to have a quote-unquote upset in this game, but I still don't see how a ranked team versus an unranked is an upset. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm going Washington State as well. Quinn, very similar to you. I liked UCLA coming into the year. I thought they could knock off one of the Power Two. And this was before, obviously Washington's doing what they're doing. But it was, Oregon and USC were the two coming into the year that were the heavy favorites. You could throw Utah in there too, but Cam Rising's hurt, and we don't know if he'll ever play again this year. But with that being said, though, very disappointing. So I'm going to go Washington State as well, and I would advise betting this game if you're a betting man. We're not, but, if you are, I would. Thanks so much for watching. It's been 3 bold takes. This has been our Week 6 predictions. We've done a plethora of these so far this week. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We've got a lot of comments recently, and we're loving all the ones that's been coming our way. You guys have been showing some great love and hate, but we're here for it. So for the guys over at 3 Bold Takes, I'm joined by Quinn, Chase, I'm Freddie, and we're out. We'll see you next week.